morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Medley number, oh boy, 247? 247. I don't know why that number feels familiar to me. Anyways, welcome to Morning Medley number 247. I'm going to go ahead and start the medley at the top as, as new patterns are forming. I'm going to open it at the top as new patterns are forming. I'm going to start it with, hello, Ram. How be ye? This song's called Reflection Pool. had a really weird dream, Lindsay. That's all. And then I woke up later than I normally did, which is why out of my smoothie. I woke up pretty late and forgot that I promised somebody I would do something this morning. So I kind of ran to their. I went to their place to go do the thing, and then realized today's Tuesday and not Wednesday, so I had ran to their place for no reason. And I was like, oh, I'll just leave before they see me and save myself some embarrassment. But they did see me. They did see me, so it's just weird. It's weird, man. I feel like I haven't overslept. Like I haven't overslept in a very long time. I can't remember oversleeping at all even this year, you know? But it is Pizza Nista Tuesdays. It's trash day. I wonder what happened to me if I didn't get pizza on Tuesday. Even when I was in Arizona, like I didn't get Pizza Nista, but it was still Tuesday, and I was like, it's time for pizza. I have to go somewhere. Life is but a cartoon, Lindsay. I feel like that's a thing that happens to me a lot. Particularly this year, it's happened also. Not necessarily as dramatic as running to somebody's, like a neighbor's place, but I just have no concept of time anymore, and sometimes I wake up and I think, oh, what day is it? You know, I have I freak out for a second. I feel like I always freak out a little bit. The time, I trust my body, right? Ever since high school, I kind of have just naturally woken up sometime between 5 and 6:30. Like it's really hard for my body to not wake up around that time. That's just where my clock is. But every now and then, I'll wake up at like 6:45, or maybe even as late as 7 o'clock. And when that happens, I know something's off. Like it doesn't feel right. Whether it's like the way the sky looks or the sounds I'm hearing outside. And there always is this like panic of, I need to get to my phone. Like, what time is it? Because my eyes aren't good enough to see the time from how. I should move my clock, actually. Maybe I should move my clock. I didn't even think about that. Anyways, my clock is the furthest thing from where I lay in the bed, so without my glasses, I can't see the clock. And so I'm like scrambling, and I'm like, which is faster, grabbing my glasses and then looking at the clock, or grabbing my phone and then turning on my phone screen? I don't know. But anytime I wake up and I don't know exactly what the time is, regardless of if I have any plans that day, I do panic. I need to know what time it is. I need to know what time it is. I'm assuming it's a friend. I wouldn't call them a friend. I would call them a neighbor who treats me like I'm the only. They treat me like I'm the muscle, which is like not annoying. I get it, but like I guess since the neighborhood's mostly older people and then significantly younger people, like anytime they need something moved, or they're like, I'm gonna go to Costco, I need somebody to help me carry the dog food bag. Like, I have to go do that. Well, I don't have to, but I'm the one they asked to go do that. They're like, Omni, we need to move this China hutch. We're getting a new one. We gotta put this one on the street. Can you come over? It's like that. I think I'm just like a, what would you call that? Is that a friend? What would you call that person? Oh, the muscle? Cybersentence. Yeah. Being the 6 foot tall friend, I'm usually asked to be the pack mule. Yeah, and I'll be honest, it's a double-edged sword. On half of it, I do like it because it makes me, somebody asking me to do things, especially physical things, makes me feel useful. You know, makes me feel like, oh, like I do matter. But on the split end of it, it's like, on the other side of it, it's also like kind of dehumanizing. Hello, Super. Is this Super Jermaine? I feel for the other people because I am not strong, but I only ever ask people who are actually my friends. Maybe this person doesn't have any strong friends. Maybe I'm the strongest person they know, which is very sad. You gotta have a strong friend. You gotta have a friend that's strong. You gotta have a friend that knows how to fight. You gotta have a friend that has a little bit more money than you do. You gotta have a friend. You gotta have a friend with a truck. You gotta have a friend with a car. You gotta have a friend who's well traveled. You gotta have a friend who's bilingual. You gotta at least have one. You know what's weird? You know what's weird? I think like you guys have seen Ocean's 11, right? Doesn't matter which one. Well, it doesn't have to be Ocean's 11. You guys have seen Fast Five, right? You guys have seen like a heist. You guys have seen Avengers, right? You guys have seen like a team being assembled in film, right? I feel like I feel like sometimes um, I've done that in a bad way. Sometimes I've done that in a bad way where it's like I already have. Well, bad because it can be perceived as pretty cold. But sometimes, like as a musician, it's like you're kind of assembling a team all the time in your head, where it's like, oh, this person's really good at mixing, this person's really good at drums, this person's really good at blah blah blah, this person can get me shows, this person's good management material, this person's whatever. This is my plug at Mad Decent, this is my plug at Ausla, this is my plug at Warner, this is my plug at Universal. You're always kind of like assembling your team, and sometimes when I find like this is gonna sound really awful, but sometimes when I find like duplicates of a thing, like a thing I already have in my team, I am not as enthused to have that person around professionally. Um, so when I'm talking about like having a strong friend, everybody should have a strong friend. Everybody should have like a friend with a truck. Everybody should have these different types of people. Um, I can remember very distinct points in like 2015, 16, where somebody was like pretty cool, but I was like, I already have like one of those. I already have like I already have like the friend who works at Brownies. I already have like the space yacht friend, and then whoever is the second space yacht friend usually just doesn't like end up getting included as much. I've also been the duplicate, by the way. I've also been like the friend. I've been like the friend in a get together or something like that where people were all musicians and there was a piano player that was just way better than me, and I could feel my like usefulness like waning. I could feel like we becoming obsolete just by being there. Gotta have a friend with $1 billion says around. Gotta have a friend that has killed another friend. Ooh, I like this. This sounds like a movie. Gotta have a friend that went to space. Gotta have a friend that was made in a lab. Gotta have an alien. Some of these can be reached. Some of these can be reached. Do I have a friend that has $1 billion? No. No, I do not. Do I have a friend that has $1 million? Yes. But that's not the same. We can't pretend that a million is a billion. To me, to brokey like me, million and billion is it's just a letter off. It's not that big of a distance. But when somebody does like the actual, I'm sure you guys have seen like the physical diagram, like the visual diagram of like the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. My brain can't fathom amounts of money that big yet. I am doing A-okay, Easy Door. Good morning, and how are you doing? Lindsay's usually the art friend. I usually hang around nothing but artists, so what am I? I never thought about that. I'm the strong friend. I'm the friend that moves fridges and stuff. Whoa, what the heck was that? whoa, whoa! My brain is open now. What the heck? Oh, Easy Door. I love Wild Pigs. You know what this song reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of telenovelas. I realized. I realized this yesterday when I was playing it in the stream for a minute. It reminds me of like the particularly emotional scenes in telenovelas. Oh wow. Progress for Chile. What a rambunctious time on planet Earth. Oh Ooh, what? No, 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 no. Can't do that. Mm. Yeah. Oh, I can do it. I can do it, Lindsay. There's such a long break without vanilla. It's so rusty now. I'm like, I'm trying to. Ew. Sorry. No. it to play. That chord does not feel good. Hey, what's up, Chibi Lucy? How are you? Mm. Mm, 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 Yeah, he does type like that. I don't know why he types like that. I don't understand. I think it's really interesting. I would love to like really get to the bottom of why I'll say people over 60 text the way they do. It's not that they're texting wrong, but it is definitely not the way that people that aren't over 60 text. There's a lot of like things that are done. There's a lot of things that are done with the text. There's a lot of punctuation that doesn't quite make sense grammatically. And granted, there's a lot of punctuation that younger people use that doesn't really make sense. But it's just like, I want to know why the 60 plus text looks like that. You know? Yeah, like the tone feels off. The like, I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I need to figure out what the song is. I need to figure out where. And then, no. I returned a book to the library on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, day, Sunday. I returned a book to the library on Sunday, Saturday. It really doesn't matter. I returned a book to the library over the weekend, and it was that music theory book I checked out like months and like at the top of quarantine that I just haven't really like looked in or studied or renewed in a while. So I don't know what the late fee is going to look like on that. But does your local library allow you to rent out games too? It does, Cyber. It does. Games, movies, books, audiobooks. Um, there is a section where it would also let you rent out like stationary hardware, if that makes sense. It was weird. I don't know what that. I don't know who. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, it's very cool. I love that library so much. Hello, Crow. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. I didn't see you come in. Hey, what's up, Crow? No, there's gonna be a morning medley, Crow. Sorry, I was supposed to start at the top and then I got engaged. He went to Jared. I'm gonna do. I'll start it now. I'll start the medley now. Enigmatic says, "Do you stream every day morning?" Yeah, except for weekends. Enigmatic. I stream Monday through Friday, but I do not stream on Saturdays and Sundays. Has anyone found the best song they will find in their life, or is it that rare? What? I don't know that superlatives in that way exist, right? Ever upward and onward or whatever. I don't know. I think that you're always going to find a song that's better than the one you think is the best, right? I think that if you're not, that is sad. And I feel sad for you. Ugh, that's sad. I think that it also, I mean, I should say I would be sad if I were put in that position. If I had heard the best song that I'd ever heard in my entire life and there is no better song, um, then what's the point of growth, I guess? Um, I think, I think, oh, you know what, Rem? I think that that's a big fear of mine. Anything being the best pizza, the best song, the best video game, best movie, and even from a creator standpoint, have I created my best song? That's scary. I never want to do that. The only thing that I think should give me like a best song is death. I should die before I create the next best thing I've ever made. Um, but I think you should always be growing and expanding. Isidore says "Too Young to Die" is my favorite song of all time. Hmm. I don't know that I've ever had like very very. I don't know that I've ever loved a song for very long, if that makes sense. Usually, what happens is I'll hear a song and I'll love it, and then that song gets attached to very specific memories, whether it's a memory of emotion or a memory of an event that keeps it relevant in my brain or heart or whatever. Um, but it's not just the song that I end up liking. For example, a song I really like is. I'm not going to say Numb by Linkin Park. That's what I'm not going to say. I'm going to say. What is that? Helicopter by Block Party. I really like that song. Because initially it was a very good song, and now that I have grown as a musician and an art appreciator, that song doesn't hit the same. But that song is related to very specific memories, particularly of me tagging. I used to in Arizona. I used to do a lot of graffiti for like a very short amount of time, like a year. But when I was doing it, I would that was on the playlist of songs that I would listen to a lot. And so I have these like really weird adaptive memories of that song. But the song itself isn't, it for me anymore. That was my favorite song to play on Guitar Hero 3. Oh, was that song on Guitar Hero 3? Tell me something. Oh, another song that I really like? Reptilia by The Strokes. But again, it was initially very good when I heard it, and now it no longer is as good, but it's attached to memories that now it's not just the song, right? It's everything around the song. The song, it's me. I heard it and I'm listening infinite times. I still love it. This is good to hear. Isidore. It's always nice to have a song. This one's for you, Crow. I'm gonna start off the medley with the 5/4 version of Love Letters. Go for it, Isidore. I did turn on notifications, though, says Enigmatic. I'm gonna try and catch the stream after I get off work in the morning. Word up! Thanks, Enigmatic. I appreciate that. Have you got a girlfriend who killed the group that you used to love? Yeah, that's all they do. Yeah, sure. I still can't listen to Regina Spektor. It's not really a group, but it is a musician, right? Like I can listen to her without getting mad, but I'll never like her as much as I want to. For a while, I couldn't listen to Coldplay, which is a pretty big one. I still can't listen to the beatmaker Taku, I believe he's called. I can't listen to him. I can't listen to Raw Raw Riot. I get really mad when I hear the Strokes. Oh no. Something detached from the actual memory. I mean, it's attached to the memory. You've repressed the memory, but somehow not the emotion. That happens to me sometimes. What happens if your current favorite music is your own? Does nothing change, or do you go to that music producer's page and see if made a new song, and then you realize that the music guy is you? What? I don't know that that's possible. That would require a lot of like really selective amnesia, I suppose. If I'm understanding your question right. I think, man, I guess if I have a favorite chord progression, I don't have a favorite anything really. Chord progressions, chords and chord progressions are so contextual that it's hard to pick out one and say this is the superior one for me. I will say there was one particular line that I remember my ex singing from the song West Side Bound by Sub. West Side Bound. And now I can't listen to it without being annoyed. That's pretty cool, actually. Something I think about, and this isn't necessarily about exes, but even like friends, maybe somebody I've had a falling out with, or somebody that I no longer get along with personally. This is gonna maybe sound weird, but sometimes I'm more sad that they will no longer be able to hear my music than I am that they will no longer talk to me. Kind of bums me out. It's like, oh, because I try not to make a habit out of getting involved with, I'll say, musicians on an intimate level, because oh, that's only happened twice. That's only actually happened twice, and I will say neither of them are in my lane musically, so I don't really run into their music. It's not like something that comes about pretty often, but that is something I think about. That is something I think about. Oh, that's weird, right? Have you ever, wow. I'm currently having talks with a friend of mine who's having a really hard time, and they're realizing that the world kind of sucks. And is there a song that you made that is one of your favorite? Does that happen? No, again, I don't have favorites of anything. I love all my songs that you've heard anyway. Usually, if I don't like a song, you guys don't end up hearing it because I just don't play it or release it or bother learning it and memorizing it on piano. No, I love them all equally but differently. I think, yeah, so my friend was having a hard time with the world, and I was trying to explain something to them that, like, I was basically explaining to them that nothing is good. Oh my god. god, what a horrible friend. That's not what I was explaining to them. I was explaining to them that nothing is simple. Like if you put a magnifying glass on pretty much anything, usually you can find like, oh, this thing like kind of sucks, right? Like you can look at something like the music industry, and something as huge as the music industry, and you can go like, this seems not that bad, and then you can look pretty close at it and go like, oh, this actually kind of sucks. Or you can look at something maybe more micro, like Audius. I don't know how many of you guys are a fan of or even aware of Audius. Good morning, Jazz Cat Galaxy. But it is another music platform. It was supposed to kind of replace SoundCloud. It recently got a lot of love and press because it paid out a lot of its artists in cryptocurrency. Not really going to get into cryptocurrency in the stream. But I will say that a lot of people are like, yo, they just paid out more to their artists than Spotify ever has. And they did it in way less time. And on the surface, that headline looks really good. And it's like, oh my god, that's amazing. This is really good. I agree with Cyber, by the way, that Porter Robinson is sad boy music. And that's probably why you're sad. But something as even as minute and micro as Audius, like I can look at that and see a lot of like really messed up things about that business model and what's going on. And I think that what's happening always in the world, from the beginning of your life until now, until you're dead, is I think that we are constantly in a state of realizing things weren't how we thought. I remember when I got to high school and there wasn't hallways lined with lockers where I could just hang out and talk to my friends until, I don't know, a bell rang. I remember when I learned that wasn't the way it went. I was like really upset. And I was upset by it, but I got over it, I guess, eventually. No. I think your questions and thoughts make sense. I think I'm just probably interpreting them wrong, so I apologize, Ram. But I was saying, like, you can kind of analyze anything and you can find the bad in it if you care enough, right? Sometimes caring a lot makes you look at things and you try to make sure that it's right. You try to make sure that it's good. You can, like, somebody could be like, hey, we have like a housing project where we're going to be building all these homes for the homeless in Long Beach. That's actually happening right now. And on the surface, it's like, oh, this is really cool. But there's already people that are kind of digging into it and going like, no, this sucks. What was I saying? um. Oh. Yes, that's what I was talking about. So, I think people are always trying to. Well, not all people. Some people are very comfortable. But I think that a lot of people are trying to strive for perfection. They know perfection's impossible, but they're trying to get as close as possible, and I appreciate this. I guess that's where progression comes from. That's where a progressive mindset comes from. And I think there are some people that are like very, not even trying to go backwards, but they're just like, I'm fine. I'm fine where I am. Don't mess things up for me. And I think that my friend was just very upset with a certain thing that had gone wrong in their life. And I was trying to carefully explain to them that the thing that they had just gone through was not wild. Not saying that it wasn't bad, but I was trying to explain to them the thing that happened to them was not some like weird, once in a lifetime, they're super unlucky thing. Like, oh my god, my landlord's a jerk. Why? Or like, my boss doesn't respect me as a human being. And I'm not saying that it's okay for like managers at a job. Like I will say, none of my bosses have ever respected me or like me as a human. But I think that there's a lot of like people want to raise the bar and have a higher bar of expectations from their life. They want their life to be good. That's good. You should want that. I think we all do. But I was trying to explain to them like, hey man, things suck a lot. Kind of all the time. It's not that your boss is super whack and doesn't respect you and your time and your feelings and stuff, and everybody else has a sick boss. That's kind of, we all just kind of deal with that. We make little like walls in our brain where we're just like, hey, I would love it if like people were this dope, but I realize that a lot aren't, and I can't just ignore and write off all of the not dope. You have to like pick your battles, and I think that my friend was becoming exhausted because every battle was happening. They were like picking every battle anytime. I mean, like, knowing that the bad thing that happened to you isn't exceptional can be comforting. It can be, but having to tell that to somebody can also be very, you know, dangerous. Depending on your wording and what type of mood they're in, it can sound like you're downplaying their disappointment or pain or whatnot. It's not worth being stressed over something you can't control, says Jazz Cat. Ooh. Hmm. Word up. I think I what I think I try not to get on other people's cases for like their. Oh wait, what chord was that? That's not it, but it is very pretty. Maybe. Um, Most of the time, you can only wish them happiness and move on. This is true. I think that I'm never too upset by seeing other people's battles, but I think a pattern that I see is a pattern I see is a a new, fresh group of like young minds, young talent, young business, whatever, young art. I see new people come in and they go, yo, this system does not work. It's all messed up. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. We gotta change this. And they come in and they try and they try and they try. And along the way, the movement gets kind of watered down because some people give up hope, or some people get tired, or some people get bought out, or some people realize, like, hey, I don't think anything's changing. Let me just try to, like, survive, right? I just want to pay my bills and get out of here. I'm not trying to shake things up anymore. And then you get older, people get tired, and then before you know it, the movement's still there, but it's pretty small. And a lot of the people have just kind of started to cope with the system so that they can, like, eat their meal at the end of the day and go to bed. And then the new people come in and they go, oh my god, this system's what? Why aren't you people doing anything? Don't you realize how bad this is? And all the people that are tired are just like, yeah, we know it's bad, but, like, I don't know, I'm tired now. I think that that's a weird pattern that happens. I've seen it happen in school. I see it happen a lot in the music industry. I see it happen in, like, art communities. I see it happen in art academia. You know, like going to, like, music school or whatever. Good morning. Whoa, so casual. Welcome back. How are you? Rim. Oh boy. I don't remember how to play that song. What was the final part of that? Really? Oh. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. What was the final one? Then. Thank goodness for ears. Thank goodness for ears, man. I gotta relearn all my songs. Ooh, good morning, Liana. Welcome. Oh wait, hold on. 247. 247. It's called Jazzman. 247 is Jazzman. Oh, and it sounds horrible. That didn't live up to the name at all. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. I can't even hear anything. Jazzman, speak up. Wait, hold on. Let me max out the volume. Still. progressive. To me, those two. I do like those two chords after each other. Okay. Yeah, Jazzman was 247, Cyber. I got the new Need for Speed game because it was free this month, and I played a little bit of it. I haven't played a Need for Speed game since. I haven't played Need for Speed games since they had numbers on them instead of all these like subtitles or whatever. Need for Speed Payback, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed this, Need for Speed that. The last Need for Speed game I played was a very long time ago, but it's okay. It's whatever. It's a fine game. It was free, so you know what they say about free games. I will play them. I'm gonna hop on my workload for today. Says Chibi Lucy, thanks for Jazzman. And goodbye, you nice people. Jazzman. I wish I could make it sound good. If I layer it with strings, maybe. But now you can't even hear the guitar. God, that's embarrassing, Yamaha. Sorry. It's embarrassing. Do not like that. I want to make music for what's homie's name? Does anybody know Worthy Kids? I want to make music for a Worthy Kids animation so bad. Legends. In fact, whenever anybody says anything about League of Legends, I have no idea what they're talking about. I know it's a Riot game, and I don't know what it is. I keep asking people, well, I used to ask people, hey, what is it? Is it an RTS? Is it an FPS? Is it an MMO? And they're like, no, it's a, what do they call it? A Dota or something? I don't know what that means. I've seen gameplay of it. It doesn't look fun from the gameplay, and I realize gameplay can be very deceiving. It doesn't look fun. It just looks complicated. MOBA. Thank you, Enigmatic. I don't know anything about this game. I apologize, guys. The only thing I know about League of Legends is that it has like a, I know that they have like a K-pop group basically now. I know that's a thing. I know that there's characters from the game that now have music on Spotify, and somehow Riot Games is now making money on Spotify playlists. I know that there's like a fake CG girl that they've made that's like complaining about mental health issues. It's got a lot of heroes and mechanics, says an enigmatic word. Yeah, somebody showed me like a list of all the characters. I'm like, that's way too many. I don't understand. That's so many. That's so many characters. I was complaining about the characters list for like Overwatch, saying that's too many characters. This is a lot of characters. But yeah, I don't really know much about I don't know much about it, but I don't play it. I've seen it being played and not interested, says Liana. Summing up my feelings completely. I don't think that it's bad. I don't think it's bad because I've never played it. I can only say that I am not interested in it. But it seems to be very popular, and that's very cool. I like it when things are popular. Makes me happy. Girl, you're literally not real. What mental illness do you have to worry about? Lindsay, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me. What's up, Jesse? Enigmatic says, didn't Overwatch replace it for a time? And then the Battle Royale, all the kids talk about these days. Yeah, I feel like Battle Royale is what's big now. But for a second, Overwatch did come pretty hard for League of Legends. But League of Legends still is very, very popular. It's alive and well. No one will beat the 115 million player base for a long time, says Ram. I believe this. Anybody says Fortnite? Fortnite does have a lot of people in it. I don't know how many people play any games, I don't know what is a lot anymore, also. Yeah, I am proud of you, Lindsay, picking your battles. I remember, so, I told you guys that I left Twitter, and when I say I left Twitter, all I mean is that I haven't tweeted. I would say that I'm no longer a voice on Twitter. Right now, my interaction with Twitter is just opening it every few days, looking at something, and being like, oh, okay, that's what we're mad about today. And then I leave. I don't join the discourse. I don't like anything except for the time I accidentally liked that one tweet. And I don't really bring a lot of that Twitter into my life. But I remember coming back from seeing my friend and seeing that KDA was really big and popping off on Twitter, and I was like, what's KDA? I'm a musician. I should probably know what this is. And then I saw a CG girl post that said, oh my god, my song just hit blank amount of streams. I can finally quit my day job. And I was like, you don't have a day job. You're not real. Somebody drew you. You're not real. And everybody was commenting oh my god, so proud of you. She's so hot. And I was like, this is one step too far for me. This is one step. This is 5 steps past VTuber. I feel like we've gone so far. But anyways. Oh my god, guys, that's what Season 3 should be. I should be a VTuber. I didn't even think about that. I can be a VTuber. I can get a little. Oh, thanks, Cyber. I can get a little waifu. I can get instead of me, it'll be, I don't know, one of those little 11-year-old girls from Genshin Impact. And I won't. Enigmatic does not like this idea. Oh yeah. the entire song to get to that part. Word up, Cyber. Omni, it's air if you don't answer. But when is your birthday? I'm not gonna answer, Rem. Some of the people in the stream already know when my birthday is. But I'm gonna choose not to answer. I'm sorry, Rem, but you did give me an out. You did say it was okay if I didn't want it. Oh no. That's not how that's supposed to sound at all. Wanted to get an Omni VTuber model as a birthday present. Please don't. I was joking. Oh, I've got tummy pains. What's that? I started laughing. My stomach started hurting. I know. It's just because I started working out again. It's because I went like I think almost a full month without working out. I had a really bad month last month. Last month? Or was that this month? That was this month. I had a really bad month this month. Good thing it's almost over, right? Okay, Enigmatic says, oh man, and enchilada sounds are really good. It's about time for my lunch. I haven't had an enchilada in years. Tamale Man comes and sells tamales, but it's been like the enchilada guy that used to come no longer comes to the cul-de-sac. I hope he's okay wherever he is. You're in my thoughts, enchilada man. Ernesto? No, that's Tamale Man's name. I only know Tamale Man's name because Diddy used to come and Diddy used to stay over at my place, and when on Sundays we would go get, oh my god, ugh. On Sundays we would get tamales from Tamale Man, and he would always call me Gloves, and I would call him Tamale Man. I don't think we knew each other's names, and Diddy was like, "How long have you been living here?" And I was like, I don't know, like 3 years. Why? 2 years? 3 years? She was like, you don't know Tamale Man's name? And I was like, no. And she was like, what's your name? And he was like, Ernesto. She was like, see, just call him Ernesto from now on. And I remember being like, no, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. I was so upset. I was so upset. And I don't know why. I don't know why I was so upset. I still just call him Tamale Man though. You had a thing, says Jesse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then I felt bad. I felt like, like I was like, dang, yeah, he is a person, like he does have a name, Ernesto. But I feel like once I knew his name was Ernesto, it ruined it a little bit. Didn't ruin them tamales though. The things are delicious. Have you ever pulled a 5-year joke on your friend, and 5 years later you say it's been 5 years? What? You ever pulled a 5-year joke? 5 years joke on your friend? I don't know what a 5 years joke is. I don't know. If Tamale Man wanted you to call him by his name, he probably would have corrected you, right? Says Jesse. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think that's a cool thing to think, but people have called me some pretty wild things that I didn't necessarily want to be called, but I just didn't speak up. I was just like, well, they think my name's Tommy, and I feel like if I was going to correct them, I probably should have done it, 4 months ago. Now I'm just Thomas Rutledge, I guess. Can he be a shape instead, says Enigmatic? What, instead of a person? Tamale Ernesto. Tamale Ernesto doesn't roll off the tongue at all. Tommy boy. Oh, I didn't even do that. I didn't even think about that. Rem says, you know that joke where you ask someone to do something and then they say in 5 years? I don't know that joke. I don't know that. Remy, you bring so much culture here. I don't know that joke. I don't know the joke where somebody asks you to do something, you say that you'll do it in 5 years, or I don't know that joke. I don't know that joke. I'm not. No, you live on planet Earth. It's probably a very regional cultural thing. I don't know. Ernesto is a shape instead of a person. I'm trying to think of the people that I let call me something that I wasn't. Oh, the manager of sofas, like every department in IKEA has their own like manager and like of course. And so sofas, if you guys have been in IKEA, when you enter the IKEA and you go up the stairs, the first area you always see is sofas. The first like major area I don't know how many IKEAs you guys go to, but a little bit of insider info from an IKEA employee. Sofas is always the first thing that you see, and one of the reasons sofas is always the first thing you see is because you can't actually take a lot of stuff from sofas. It's a easy, very easy department to manage because there isn't a lot of cleanup that you have to do. Usually when people arrive in sofas, they're already so like happy and dazzled by the wonderment of IKEA that they're not pissed yet. So you don't deal with any like angry, disgruntled customers. It's a really great place to work. And if you are going to work at IKEA, I would recommend trying to transfer to sofas as soon as possible and hold on to that position for dear life because everybody wants it. Anyways, when I was working at IKEA, I remember the manager of sofas thought my name was Dominic, and I let it go on for far too long. And eventually, I just quit. I eventually just quit my job. That was sad. That was sad, right? Yeah, I think that was sad. I think people didn't want to see me go from that job. I did like my coworkers. I loved my coworkers a lot at IKEA. Anyways, Ava says, I'm glad I voted, but I have my doubts. Anything I voted will get elected. San Diego, South Dakota is deep red, but I'm trying. Hey, all we can do is try. Isn't that right, Ava? We're all trying to try and cope. Those are my two, I guess, I don't know, most revisited pastimes. Coping and trying. Alexis, Friday, welcome. A few days early. Alexis, welcome though. I didn't see you come in. Dominic, why you want to be in sofas? No, they thought my name was Dominic. I said, you know what? I remember saying my name was Omni, and they said, got it. And I was wearing a name tag, so that's on them. That's on them. Yeah, I did have a name tag. But, I think typically when people get my name wrong, I'll usually not say anything. And that's my bad. I'll usually not say anything. It's uncomfortable. Unless it's like somebody that I'm going to be living with or something like that. 4 roommates ago, thought my name was Ami. And I let it slide for like a week, and then I was just like, hey, you're like not pronouncing the N. It's not a big deal. I just want to say it so it's not like weird later if you hear somebody else say it. And then the dude that used to run the door at Space Yacht would always call me Omni. He was like, oh, Omni, oh. So, and I couldn't tell if it was like an accent thing, but then one day he was talking about the Omni hotels, and he said Omni, and I was like, bro, that's literally my name. It's spelled the exact same way. I don't know. Maybe he thought that I was like from somewhere and it was pronounced different, but no, definitely not Omni. Came in the middle of the saddest story involving sofas I've ever heard, says Alex. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Leanna says I always say something, probably because my elementary school principal called me Deanna for 7 years and I hated it. I think you should always say something. I think that you're a better person than I am, Leanna. I think that when it comes to, like earlier I was talking about picking battles, when it comes to picking battles, usually if it's on behalf of myself, I'll never go to bat. Most things are like whatever. You want to know something actually kind of whack? And then I do need to move on and like play some more ditties and bops. But since the garbage truck is coming, I feel like I have a little bit of leeway. He is going to take a hot minute. It's going to be noisy. I was actually recently talking to a friend online about this online messenger, not just like on the internet. I was talking to a friend online and friends about this, and we were saying we don't expect. Like, let me paint a scenario first, and then what I'm about to say will make a little bit more sense. So, here's scenario number one. I have guests over. Or, this is 2018, I have guests over. I'm cooking a big meal for them. I'm making, like, I don't know, pasta. Something easy, something cheap. So I make a bunch of pasta for everybody. I buy bread, I toast the bread, I do like a whole garlic butter thing on the bread. I get like the fancy wooden IKEA bowl. You know, I'm putting in the effort. I got the towel out so the bread's not even touching the bowl. It's just touching the towel. Everybody's eating. I've like really gone overboard, you know, trying to make this meal work. I take off my apron, I sit down, we're eating, we're talking. It's great. I'm like, how have things been? They're like, things have been marvelous. And then I get to the end of the meal, and people like pick up their dishes and they just place them in the sink, and they don't like wash them, but the way they just place them in the sink, and that's fine, right? Like if you're a guest, you should do that. But I have this really weird thing where usually when I'm a guest in somebody else's home, I'll just start washing the dishes, and I will wait for the host to stop me. It's this really weird like game of courtesy, or I'll go overboard what I think is overboard of what a guest should do, and the host then has to go, oh no no no, don't worry about that, and then they take over, and I go, are you sure? And they go, yeah, it's fine, thank you though. That is the way that interaction is supposed to go for me. The guest has to try to do a lot, and then the host has to say, oh, I got that, and then you have done your part. But I think sometimes guests will just like leave their plates on the table. They'll like leave them on counters. People will like leave garbage in my car. Like we'll go out and eat something, and then they'll like leave like their trash, just like a cup in the cup holder, and I'm like, come on, guys. And it's something where I'll never. I don't think that it's that rude, the thing they're doing. But I just wish that they would acknowledge that it was rude, and that would make it less rude, right? Not right, really. That's a problem with me. And I was talking to a friend about that. My friend was saying that she was like, when I make something or when there's food and there's clearly like a good one, like let's say it's a slices of pizza and there's clearly like a good slice and like an ugly slice. She was like, I never go for the good slice first because it feels greedy and rude. But if I'm the one that paid for the thing or I'm the one that made the thing, I feel like it's rude if the other people who didn't contribute go for the dope thing. If the people who didn't order the pizza and pay for it are like, oh, that slice is bigger, let me grab that one. Or the last slice or whatever. It's like this really weird, like, I don't know what you call that. I'm calling it odd courtesy, but like, that's not even a thing. I don't think that that term exists. It's just this weird game that I feel like I need to play, and when other people don't play the game, it feels rude. It's like you have to, even if you have no intention of doing the thing, if you have no intention of doing the thing, somebody's doing a thing and you're like, oh, do you need some help? There's been times in my brain, guys, where I've asked people if they needed help, and I've just been praying in my brain that they say no, because I do not want to help them. I do not want to get up. Somebody's carrying some things up, and I'm like, oh, you need help with that? Or I'm like looking at my neighbor bringing like groceries, and I'm like, hey, you want some help? And I'm like not even stopping walking. I don't even like stop and face him. I'm just like, oh, you need some help? Because I know he's gonna say no. I'm just like, oh, do you need some assistance? He's like, oh, no, I got it on me. And I'm like, all right, well, have a good one. Like, but just that exchange, I feel like, is what I need to do. I feel like I need to do that. And so when people don't act the weird way that I act, I get like internally offended. And I get over it, but I mean, it's not like I'm gonna hate those people, but I do get like, oh, I see what type of person you are. It's so stupid. Odd Courtesy is an amazing band album name, says Alexis. Oh, Odd Courtesy, now that I see it spelled out, it does kind of sound like an album. Over courtesy, says Jesse. Possibly over courtesy. Does the garbage man actually hear you? No, the garbage man doesn't hear me. He can't see me though. He always makes eye contact with me. There's 4 of them. The first 2 make eye contact with me. Usually by the time the third one comes, I'm in the living room, so I don't see him as much. But the 4th one, I'm usually outside, so he's pretty cool. Yeah, but I don't think they can hear me. I don't know what you can hear from inside of a garbage truck. I've never been inside one, but if it's half as noisy in there as it is out here, I can't imagine they can hear me. The offer can be enough sometimes. I need the offer. I need the offer. That's all I need. I need the offer, Josh. Even if I'm friends with someone for years and years, I'm still gonna try to do the dishes clean for those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just you know, you like say something. You say something. It's like the fake reaching for your wallet to pay for a meal when you know you don't want to pay for it or you don't even have a wallet. You're just kind of like, oh, I got this, and they're like, I don't know. It's just, and I don't know what that is. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if that's an American thing. I don't know if that's part because I always talk about how America has no social customs because we're a jungle, but like maybe that's part of American social customs. I don't know. At the point where you've been friends for years and years, the guest contract is over, says Jesse. 5 years, your family. Wash your own dishes. Oh, Jesse, I reached. Oh my God, Jesse, I reached that so much faster than 5 years. I think you're right though, Jesse. Definitely at 5 year point. I think that if I'm friends with somebody for 1 year, you're washing your own dishes. You're getting your own stuff. Like I'm not making a plate for you anymore. Like you're cleaning up after yourself. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not gonna do that thing. You know where the stuff is. Like I I don't, I think that there's like this really weird thing where even with roommates with past roommates, I feel like because I'm so clean, doesn't it doesn't uh like my pigeon roommate. If you were not in yesterday's stream, I apologize. I'm referring to a roommate who got a pigeon when I said not to. But my pigeon roommate, since I'm so clean and I'm cleaning things constantly, I think in their brain they're like, oh, I just moved into this house or this apartment and the floors are just kind of clean generally most of the time. And I guess that's just what wood looks like. Wood is just clean most of the time. And I think easing a new person into that, whether it's a roommate or a close friend or a family member, easing somebody else into like not being a guest and instead of like handling the things, sometimes can be really hard. Yeah, Jesse, exactly, exactly. They just think like, oh, the garbage just never overflows. This is one of those magic garbage cans. Or they're like, wow, the refrigerator's so like clean. Like fridges get disgusting, and I'm not even like I don't have there's not a family here, you know, but the fridge still gets nasty, you know, stuff dribbles, you know, things get sticky, and so I'll like take out the drawers of the fridge and I'll like clean the fridge, usually once a month, not too often. Like I'll do it like once a month, and it keeps the fridge looking clean, and I feel like that doesn't translate to people who never clean fridges. I will say I've lived here 6 years and I've never had a roommate clean a fridge. I've never had it. There was one time where I mean I don't think that this is being too revealing, but there was one time where I like when Sky was living here, where I like woke Sky up and I was like, okay, I need you to see this, and I like cleaned the fridge in front of Sky. I was like, this is what happens, and Sky actually, you know, bless Sky. Sky did help. Sky didn't just like watch me. I think that most people like if I'm cleaning the fridge, they'll like see me doing it and they're like, I'll come back later. It's like, have you ever walked into like a public restroom when somebody's cleaning the like toilets and like that, and you're like, I do not want to use this. I don't want to use any of these. Are there? Can you point me in the direction of the dirty one you haven't cleaned yet, so I can like, so I can not ruin your work because I feel like I'm undoing your work. Yeah, that's basically. I think that people have that level of like I don't even know what the word is, not guilt or shame, but that level of like they just don't want to be around when I'm cleaning. So if I'm cleaning, they're like, oh, I'll come back when it's clean and I'll mess it up then. I don't want to mess it up while you're cleaning it. I think that's the general consensus. I wish that pigeon paid rent. That'd be so cool. I routinely have to rope people into cleaning the fridge when I lived with 6 people. The problem is, here's the I feel like there's a stretch, right? I feel like there's a stretch where um, I commend you, Lindsay, for doing that. I commend you, Lindsay, for doing that. As the clean person, you get put in this really weird space, which I'm sure you're aware of, Lindsay. I'm sure people are aware of, where it's like, if you tell somebody to clean something once and they do it, it's like, cool. And then it's dirty again. You have to tell them to clean a second time and a third time. What eventually happens is you become kind of a nag. And some people are completely okay with being a nag. That's like mommy moves. I don't have mommy moves. And so if I have to tell somebody several times to do a thing, I start to feel like I'm the problem. And so I just stop. I eventually am just like, okay, I can't keep doing this. And so then I'll fall into a different hole where I'll clean it, but I'll be very angry. And I just keep that anger inside me, and I let it grow into a little anger tree. But I'll keep cleaning it because I'm not gonna live in filth. But I also, it's like, yeah, we're adults. I've never lived with a child. Well, not physically. I feel like I've lived with a lot of mental children, but I think when I have to tell somebody to do something over and over again, it feels like I'm living with a kid, and it makes me upset. Um, Liana says you become not their mom. Liana, I like that. Uh, hmm. Odd courtesy featuring the passive aggressive cleaner. That is me. That is me. I'm the passive aggressive cleaner. I think that my mom was too. I think that my mom was too. I think there's so many things that as a well maybe I do have mommy moves. I think there's so many things as an adult living. I'm seeing myself do things that my mom did and realizing like I can now see the other side of the fence where it's like looking at my mom kind of passive aggressively clean in front of like me and my siblings and my mom was sending a message of like I shouldn't have to do this, you should be doing this, but to me it was like this makes me feel bad, I don't want to be in here, and I would just like try to leave or something. Just like try to go somewhere else, and now I'm the person like scrubbing the floor or like cleaning the fridge, and then like somebody else is seeing me. I'm like, I don't want to look at this. I'm out of here. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Where are you, pigeon roommate? Where are you? I think I'm gonna message him sometime soon. I'm gonna see how he's doing. I have no ill will towards homie. I hope he's good and happy. I'm gonna play Flight Plan now, but a weird version of Flight Plan. A Flight Plan version that is probably a little bit longer and doesn't follow the same structure. Hmm. But the difference, Lindsay, is I was a child, and I've never lived with children. Mm. My mom is the same, says Liana. You're on the other side of that scenario, even if the second scenario involves some adult children. Yeah, for sure. Revelations, man. Revelations, man. Realizing that while you were, like, I said this about teachers recently, where it was like realizing that when you were looking at the teacher and the teacher was teaching you, that they were like going through some stuff and they had to just pretend that they weren't for the sake of the kids. I don't have that strength. When I was taking care of kids, and like working with children, I did something very, very bad for those kids, which is that I would treat the kid kind of. Do you ever? Okay, let's say you're having a bad day, and you have a dog or something. Do you ever like voice your concerns to your dog because you're like he doesn't know what's going on? So you like complain about having to work the graveyard shift to your dog, or you're just like I don't know if she's ever gonna respect me to like your cat or something, and you're just looking at that pet in the eyes and going like you don't get this, but this makes me feel a little bit better. Sometimes I would do that to kids, and boy howdy is that. I mean, kids are perceptive. Sometimes they hold on to stuff and remember stuff. I might have scarred a few kids on accident, so don't trust me with you. Don't trust me with your kids. I mean, I know not to do that now, but at the time, I was like in like the boys and girls club, and there was kids that were like, I want to say like six or seven, and at the boys and girls club, because that's where I was working for a little while, or they just had me in there for a few hours, and charge of like games. I was the king of games. They had like, you know, all the board games and like the ping pong table and the pool table. And I was the one that had to like make sure everybody was, you know, being respectful in that space. And sometimes like friends would come up and talk to me. They'd be like really sad about whatever, and or really happy about something. And I would like talk to them, and then before I would know it, I would be like, "Yo, bro, I don't know whatever happened to that kid, but yeah, there was this one kid that did yada yada yada." And I'm like telling them about like my school stuff, and I feel like it would cross this line where I'm just like, "Yeah, I can't figure out what is wrong with like this person in my life." They're just like, I don't know what to do, Omni. I don't know what to do. And I'm like talking to these kids about like complaining about my life, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, they do not get this. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know what taxes are. I mean, I just complained about having to do my own taxes for the first time to this kid. Um, for example, this burning hatred of capitalism. For sure, I wouldn't say that I was saying anything like. I mean, like serious one. I wasn't saying anything like lewd or explicit to these kids. It was kind of like the stream. Think about it like the stream. Imagine everything I'm saying to you guys. I'm saying to like 6 and 7-year-olds, where I'm just like, you know, like this is a crooked manager. You know, he wants us to sell our own tickets. Like we have to sell our pre-sale tickets, and if I can't sell 50 tickets to my own show, I have to cough up my own money. Daniel, I have to pay my own money. That's $10 a ticket, Daniel. $10. Daniel, 60, that's 600. You know math. Yeah, I know math. Why do you have to pay so much on me? And I'm like, because the music industry's trash. It's garbage. Poor kid. He probably remembers some part of that. Or maybe he just remembers, like, he vaguely remembers, like, a brown skin, giant glasses, and white gloves, and the guy going like, my life's difficult, and then disappearing. Because I only worked there for, I want to say like 9 months, like not even a full year. So those kids might not remember me at all. What they might remember is just the dude who was in charge of all the board games, who was like, who was kind of upset all the time. I think it's a spectrum for real. In a few cases, I think it can be kind of cool for kids to not have a fully fantastical version of adulthood, says Jesse. Well, I think most kids, I mean, most of us, well, none of us in here are kids. And I think that most of us in here can remember a time in our childhood when we heard or saw something that wasn't particularly scarring, but definitely didn't make sense at the time, but we held on to for a long time, and later on in life went, oh, I think that person wasn't okay, or I think that person was going through something, or I think that person was struggling with something. Oh my god, whoa, what was that? Oh no! I hate it when I randomly improv something and I can't find it again. Yeah, there it is. That's pretty. I like that. Sounds like Christmas to me. Ooh, very Christmassy. Oh, thanks, Cyber. Sorry, I just saw it. Thank you, Cyber. Supposedly. The song is not going to be called Supposedly. I know what that song is called now. I will not share it at this time, at this date and time, but I do have a title for that song. Rem says a couple of days later, you see them putting you in therapy with an ad credit card that they stole from. Oh my god. Let me pitch. Oh, this is like the complaints to the kids. Oh boy. Taking wish, that's pretty. Thanks, Nova. Why does it sound like Christmas? No Christmas album, not this year anyway. Why does that sound like Christmas? know what I'm seeing? You know what I'm seeing when I'm playing this? I'm seeing a white family. Of course, it's a white family. It's a white Christmas after all. I'm seeing a white family like bundled up at the Times Square, like at the Times Square ice rink. Sorry, not the Times Square ice rink. There isn't one at the Times Square. Do any of you guys know where 30 Rockefeller Plaza is? Doesn't matter. It's where 30 Rock happens. NBC. There's an ice rink there. The big ice rink in Manhattan. 30 Rockefeller Plaza. I'm imagining like a bundled up family there, and then there's like it's like a slow motion. It's like this is the end of the movie. It's so funny. I could write a Christmas album if I really wanted to. I was imagining some guy coming back to his hometown on a snowy day. Ah, ooh. Entering his old bedroom. It's the same, but it's different. Oh my god. You transported me to a different place. Is this Midwest, Lindsay? Is this Midwest? Christmas at the Rockefeller. Oh, Liana. Rockefeller's a nice area, except the tourists. God, I hate tourists, says Umbe. I do like 30 Rock area. That's where the Nintendo store is. It's also where a really cool, well, it's close to where a really cool comic book shop I like in New York is. Yeah, 30 Rock's chill. 30 Rock's chill. It sounds like the soundtrack they play when one magical snowflake. Oh, I like hearing everybody else's interpretation of this chord progression and melody. It's very nice. It's in the waltz. It's in the waltz, which gives it kind of like a little, which is where the ice skating imagery was coming from for me. Guys, I like this now. Oh, it started off as a joke, but I like this. I got really sidetracked. I was setting into the scene. I was like, that scene at the end. The scene at the end when Santa Claus has gone back to the North Pole. But that one kid gets a last glimpse of him before he disappears. Santa, come back! Tim Allen, where are you going? Who was the other one? Who was the other one? Oh, I can't remember the other one. Anyways, sounds like someone just got married. Married on Christmas? How tacky. Remember, so it sounds like someone just got married and they were walking down the hills, swinging from side to side, and ice skating. There's the ice skating rink. Just appeared out of nowhere, and a goblin dressed in a suit gave them some shoes for skating. Aww, we all love goblins. And the whole family all had fun. Oh, there's a whole family now? And they are now wishing each other well in front of the fireplace. Wow, we really have gone the full gamut. With the Lionsgate Pictures logo under it. Thanks, Leon. I appreciate that. The alien is the best Santa Claus. Oh, sorry. Alexa says Tim Allen is the best Santa Claus. I saw The Alien, which would have been a much better movie premise. Tim Allen's fun, right? I think he's like, hey, sorry, I'm not gonna say anything more about Tim Allen. It was reminding me of holidays with my grandparents last year. Oh, Liana, I'm sending you. I'm sending you on a trip. I don't. Sometimes I wish that Arizona had. Can we talk about Arizona for a second? Can we talk about the Southwest, or just places with not a full scale of seasons? Because Arizona technically does have all four seasons, but if you live in the Valley, aka Phoenix area, you really don't see them. You know, you don't get to experience them. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Buzz Buzz? I think maybe Lindsay, maybe I do. Um, for me, Christmas. What is Christmas to you? Would be a really great prompt for a stream that is not this one because we're running out of time. But I think to to people in to me, let me not project. To me, who was born and raised in the Southwest, and not in just any part of the Southwest, in valleys. Like I moved from the Sun Valley, which is Arizona, to the San Gabriel Valley in Los Angeles, and it's like I've only lived in valleys, and valleys in the Southwest are known for their dry and not particularly expressive weather patterns. So when it comes to things like fall, winter, you're not seeing a distinct difference between fall, winter, and summer, spring. Especially if most of the trees there are evergreens and cacti, which, as we know, cacti don't like shed their needles during the winter. So Christmas doesn't really look away in the world. But what I always think of as like what Christmas looks like to me is malls, because when you go into malls during Christmas, everything is different. They've got the Santa with the people sitting on his lap. They've got different types of treats. They've got Christmas music that's blaring. They've completely redecorated. They've got fake snow spray painted on stuff and like the fluff, because it's Arizona and there's no actual real snow in the Sun Valley. We have like fake snow everywhere. It just feels nice. The smells, there's like a lot of peppermint scented stuff. Um, Things feel, smell, and sound nice. It's the closest thing that I can say is what Disneyland is. Like when you walk into Disneyland, it's not necessarily that Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. You're just kind of being assaulted with a lot. Sorry. What is not as harsh as assaulted? You're being bombarded with a lot of sensory stimulation of like, ooh, these smells, ooh, these colors, ooh, these songs. And since these things only tend to happen in a bottled period of time, winter, December, it feels special. Whether or not you like it, some people hate it. And even if you hate it, can't you can't argue that it's not special to this time of year. You're not running into a lot of that in other places, other times. Disney set up to convince you that it's happy. Absolutely, Jesse. And I feel the same way about Christmas stuff. It's like set up to convince you that it's like wholesome and that it's not about what it seems like it's about. So, without getting too deep into that, I will say that Christmas to me makes me think of malls, because the places where I was most bombarded with Christmas was malls. You were in inside of a big building where there's a lot of people, a lot of music, a lot of colors, a lot of smells, a lot of treats and stuff like that that reminded you of the time. If you stepped out of that mall and you walked down the street, you probably weren't seeing Christmas. You weren't seeing snow on the streets of Phoenix, Arizona. You weren't seeing Santa Claus. You weren't hearing Christmas music. If you were just walking down the street, it could have been, May 15th. But the second you step into a mall, you are seeing Christmas. And I think in a lot of ways, even when I hear this, when I'm thinking of my own life outside of like a movie experience, I'm thinking of malls. I'm like walking in a Barnes and Noble or something. That's what I'm thinking of, you know. Lindsay says, okay, every year, like clockwork during Christmas time, the mall has this pop-up booth where they sell dips, and they have like pretzel sticks and chips to sample them. Is this regional? That is not regional. Well, if it's regional, maybe it's regional to the entire like South, or specifically regional to where you live and where I live, because no, that's also a thing here. And in Washington, we have chocolates, says Buzz Buzz. I haven't been to a mall in like years, so I wouldn't remember, says Ube. Can't believe malls are dead, says Umbe. They really only survived like 80 years, says Umbe. Alexis says, I wish I had access to a dip stall. All right, everybody, order in the court, order in the court. First of all, malls are dying, but I wouldn't say they're dead. Even in quarantine, malls are dying but not dead. And here I can only speak for Arizona and Southern California, but like San Diego malls are still popping. LA malls are still popping. Are they the thing they once were? No. But are they still raking in millions of dollars? Yeah, absolutely. Do I still go to malls? Yeah, because some of the stores that I shop at, keep in mind, brackets around this, I'm not talking about 2020, because, nobody's going to anything right now. But do I still go to malls? Yeah, because some of the stores I shop at only exist in malls. Uniqlo only exists in malls. Like, H&M was only existent in malls. I can't think of a standalone Wetzel's Pretzels, They're kind of only in malls, and I do love me a nice soft pretzel. Malls are gonna stick around. They just really need to adjust the changing retail landscape, says Jesse. I agree with this. A ton of mall owners are just really stodgy old folks. Yes, also agree with that. They're not trying to change with the times. Like he says, now with COVID, I'm like, what will become of the dip booth? Ooh. So that was your point of that. Yeah. I guess the only thing I can see happening for something like a dip booth, because similar things, Lindsay, that help and help yourself thing, now a lot of it is like prepped. So it's like, instead of you coming up and going like 1, 2, 3, it's like the workers there that are like clean have like done everything. They set it off to the side, and you have to just come up and grab it. You don't really get to touch anything. That's what I would assume that they would try to do. I don't know how well that's going to work though. The only Cinnabon in town is in a mall. Yes, this is also true for me, Cyber. They don't ever have the Washington, but there's one in our mall. Cinnabon, says Jesse. What is a dip booth? Says Cyber. Also, my point is, how is chip dip a Christmas thing? It's a very good question. Do you guys have Auntie Anne's, says Buzz? We do have Auntie Anne's. That is the major competitor of Wetzel's Pretzels, at least here in California and in Arizona and in New Mexico and in Texas, but I don't know about elsewhere. I would not say Auntie Anne's is regional. It's in every mall I've ever gone into. I think Auntie Anne's is the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken, says Umbe. I think Auntie Anne's is from the East Coast, but it's all over the West Coast. I've seen Auntie Anne's up in Seattle even, so. We definitely got out here, but yeah, it might have came from the East Coast. Honestly, I think most pretzel chains came from the East Coast. I can't think of a West Coast pretzel like off the top of my head, but I'm sure it exists. Um, Cyber Blue Me had a thought too. Unfortunately, it was like I've never seen a dip booth. To be fair, I've never seen a food dip booth either. Actually, I just love sugar coated pretzels. No brand loyalty at all, says Umbe. I gotta be honest, a pretzel kind of is a pretzel. A fresh one anyway. Not those weird things that they sell at like high school football games. I'm talking about like a Wetzel's and Auntie Anne's. Like, I kind of can't taste the difference. Like, a warm, fresh pretzel is a warm, fresh pretzel. I don't have brand loyalty either, Umbe. It's just for a second, I was getting a lot of free pretzels from Wetzel's. Do you guys remember that? When Wetzel's like they like mailed me a bunch of like free pretzel vouchers. Do you remember that bad time where I just ate a lot of pretzels and I made myself sick? There's two Auntie Anne's in our mall, and Wetzel's Pretzels just moved in near their stall, says Buzz Buzz. I'm ready for the pretzel war. Yeah, the Glendale Galleria in LA has two Wetzel's and one Auntie Anne's. The mall's just so big that I guess they're like, you don't want to walk all the way over here for a pretzel. We put one even closer to the entrance. I'm just learning how to make pretzel and cover it in cinnamon. Oh, yeah, that'll save you some money, I suppose. Making pretzels is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, particularly because I make pretzel bread sandwiches. Oh, which are so good, and I'm so glad I'm back on that. But I thought about like how much money I would save by making pretzels myself, but the way that you make the skin, sorry, pretzels aren't people. The way that you make the crust, you know, like the crust for a pretzel is a little like tougher, if that makes sense. The way you do that requires a completely separate process that makes it a little high maintenance. Like making my own pretzels would be pretty high maintenance. Um, and I don't know that I want to put forth that much dedication and effort into making pretzels. At least not regularly. Not as regularly as I eat them. Maybe for a special occasion. Might Ski there today says, Umbe Lindsay says, wait, didn't you say that Aldi had pretzel buns? Or did I imagine that? You did not imagine that. Aldi is the only reason that I was actually able to get pretzel hamburger buns. But Aldi stocks their food so irregularly and strangely that it's not reliable. So when they have it, I get it there. When they don't have it, I go to like Bristol Farms, Whole Foods, any of your like bougie stores. You know, usually pretzel bed is more of like a bougie thing. It's probably the bougiest thing I like. And so I don't like that I have to walk into like a Whole Foods. No offense to the people that shop at Whole Foods. I mean, if I was in a different tax bracket, you know, I could see myself that being like my default store. You know, but anyways, I have to walk into Whole Foods just to get pretzel bread, and it sucks. Hey, what's up, Erwin? Pretzels lives matter. The malls are treating them unfairly, killing them for no reason. We need to change that. We need a revolution. Revolution for pretzels. Pretzel Rev. Pretzel Rev? Pizza Rev is what I'm thinking of. Pizza Rev. Bristol Farms chocolate cookie, though, says Liana. Well, as somebody that is not particularly a fan of chocolate or cookies, I can't speak to the quality of this, but Bristol Farms is amazing. Bristol Farms is a place that there's so many places like that, you know, like AJ's Fine Foods, Bristol Farms, Whole Foods. There's so many places where it's like if I was making a significantly more amount of money, I could see that just being my default because the food is good and it's like quality there. It's just I thought that when Amazon bought Whole Foods, I thought that Whole Foods was going to become like really affordable because I had an Amazon Prime subscription, and boy was I mistaken. Guys, I have a lot of music out. The first EP is called the first EP I'm gonna name is called Signals. It has a song on it called Love Letters. It's like bebop jazzy. The second one is called Tall Tales. It's very experimental. It has a song on it called Beneath the City. Check that out when you get a chance. I also have an EP called House of Omni, which I wrote with people that lived in my apartment with me at the time in 2016. I also have the Dream series, starting with Nice Dream, which is like indie pop, followed by Love Dream, which is indie pop but with love songs. Followed by Speed Dream, which is like a short story that I wrote and then scored, followed by Daydream, which is orchestral break beats and drum and bass, followed by Lush Dream, which is like chill, laid back beats. Very long mixtape, but it's kind of meant to be like background music. And that's followed by two twin companion EPs named Quick Breath, which is upbeat R&B, followed by Ego Death, which is more ambient. I would say that Ego Death sonically is way more consistent with its one sound. Everything's pretty ambient. Quick Breath is a little bit more varied, so there are some things that feel more like R&B. There are some things that feel more like house, pop, and then there's some songs like Quick Breath, the title track, which is like footwork, so it does vary a little bit. I would say it's more of an example of how varied my sound can be, while Ego Death is more of a decided sound. And you can check all those things out on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube, which we're on right now. If you want to look at any of my music videos, of which I've recorded a bunch, they are available on my YouTube channel and organized into neat little playlists that took way too long to organize. About to start dual enrollment, and it feels weird not to be at home, says Erwin. Word. Well, I wish you plenty of good fortune on this new embarkment. Is that a word? Embarkation? Embarkment? Embarkle? I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of. I don't even know if it exists. Indie love pop, short story, orchestra, breakbeats, chill, lush, twin baby musics. You gotta love twin babies. Maybe I'll listen to everything sequentially one of these days, says Liana. Listen to everything sequentially and watch me grow. Watch me grow as a musician. It's all on my phone, and I put the albums on rotating. Whoa, I don't know why I know it's rotation, but seeing rotating made me so hungry. Maybe like potatoes or rotini. I saw that and I saw that and like I felt like my mouth like salivate at rotating. Anyways, Rim says would take a while. That would take quite a while. There's a lot of music there. Yes. Let's go over news a little bit, guys. We're getting ever closer to Morning Medley number 250, which is going to start the beginning of the development of Season 3 of Morning Medley, which I'm excited for. I have so little to be excited about in these trying times, so I'm picking and choosing, and I'm deciding to be excited for Season 3. Their season, says Buzz Buzz. I mean, spiritually, not like, I haven't written it anywhere, but I like to assume that 100 episodes is a season, and we're in Season 2, Jesse, because we're in the 200s. I feel like it'll be easier to keep track of that way, because if you wanted to know what season we're in, you could just look at the first number of whatever the episode number is. Does it become guitar melody? It definitely does not. It becomes evening melody, or evening medley, then they would happen at night. No. It's still going to be morning medley. What exactly is morning medley? Sorry, though, you were just playing piano. Oh, I thought you were just playing piano. Well, Rem, let's talk about it for a second, right? Not too long, but let's actually get into that, because that's a good question. Wait, do we get a studio stream this Friday? Yes, Buzz Buzz, that's every Friday, baby. I'm going to push for bass guitar in Season 3. Okay, says Umbe. Okay, so Rem says, what exactly is Morning Medley? So Morning Medley was me playing piano for like 30 minutes in the morning. Me just kind of turning on my phone, playing piano for about 30 minutes, and then turning it off and going about my day. Then I started paying attention to the chat, which became a little bit more robust, and I started talking to people, and then it became kind of play piano while talking to people thing, and then it was more of an improv, and then I would be developing songs in it. And I would say that Morning Medley, Rem, from episode 1 to episode 247 has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more social now. I do more advice than I used to. I try to remember people more than I used to. Before, literally, it was just like usernames and I didn't care. I make more of an effort to remember people. And maybe one of the biggest implementations of the Morning Medley, the biggest shift, is Friday, right? Because now Friday streams, instead of me sitting here and playing piano, I do a production stream on my computer for 6 hours. So that's another change. I think that Morning Medley, Rem, while it started off pretty simple, is constantly going to evolve a little bit. Maybe to the point where Morning Medley won't even sound too relevant. I'm so glad I went with Morning Medley, though. I'm glad I went with Morning Medley because I love alliteration, but I'm so glad I didn't call this like Omni's piano stream, because that would have ended up becoming, irrelevant for the Friday stream, but I feel like the Friday stream is still a medley of sorts, and it does happen in the AM. So, I mean, it goes well on into the PM. But anyways, point is, I think that the morning medley is constantly evolving, Rem. But I would say, if I was to define it, it is me exploring music and sharing with people in the morning. That is the vaguest thing that I can put on it that will always be somewhat relevant. Umbe wants bass guitar in season 3, though. Bass guitar is never a bad thing, says Buzz Buzz. Any thoughts on 250 Celebration Halloween thing? I'm just still going with Pizza Party. I'm still going with Pizza Party. But yeah, that'll be the celebration. I don't think there's going to be any actual celebration of the 250 stream. We did make it 250 episodes, which is still very, very weird. Still very weird to me. This is the only stream I can actually look forward to, says Buzz Buzz. That's actually really sweet. I appreciate you saying that. But Buzz is out of here. Goodbye, Buzz. I was going to make a Buzz Lightyear joke, but I'll save it. This stream is the only reason I get up before 4 p.m. Says Umbe. Jesus Christ. That's cool. That's cool. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel somewhat important. Functionality it is. You move through projects while working. Yes. Yeah, you have to have alliteration, but it's also applicable. It's also very applicable, no matter how much it changes. But starting this Friday is when I'm actually going to start, like, not just thinking about and saying things. I'm actually going to start, like, drawing some stuff out. What does season 3 look like? What do I feel like, one, I want to do, and what do I feel like I can do for 100 more episodes? I have the wildest schedule for this, and I think that quarantine, guys, I think that quarantine has helped me stream like a robot, you know, like, I sometimes go over, right? Sometimes, like right now, we're 12 minutes over. Sometimes I go over the 2-hour mark. Sometimes it's a little bit loose, like the Friday stream being so long. I think that quarantine has helped with the stream a lot because I don't have anything to do. Like, I do have work that I have to do, but I work 6 feet from where you're seeing me sit right now. Like, I don't have to go anywhere. So the stream has been able to be very strong and very consistent. But into late 2021, early 2022, I know that sounds really daunting and sad that I'm actually saying those years, but that's what it's looking like, guys. Late 2021, early 2022, when the world actually, or the country starts opening up again a lot and I'm able to play shows and tour, obviously the morning medley won't be able to have this level of consistency every day, and maybe the schedule will have to spread out a little bit where it's like, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or something like that. I'm not trying to scare anybody, or I'm not trying to say anything that I won't stick to. I'm just saying I'm trying to be as forward thinking as possible and look at, like, how my life might change once I'm no longer forced to be inside my apartment all day, and what type of impact that may or may not have on the stream. Because for those of you guys that were here over 300, 400 episodes ago, you remember the stream used to happen in the evening, and the reason for that is because I was doing a lot of stuff, and the only time I had downtime was like around 6, 7 p.m. So, anyways, yeah, starting this Friday, I'm going to start planning and rolling out mentally things for season 3. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And so I'm hoping for the best. I miss my DAW, says Erwin. I'm not even on my own computer. I'm sorry about that, Erwin. I miss my DAW whenever I leave town. It's sad. So I can relate. I can make a banner for, like, season 3, like one of those pictures you see on the cover of a movie CD, or a title PFP. Oh, that's sweet. I'm gonna do something. We're not talking about it though right now. We're not talking about what I'm gonna do because it's not even 250 yet. Oh, also, I'm going to at one point start talking to people in the streams and going to be asking you about parts of the stream, parts of the morning medley that you do not like. We can get to the parts that you do like too. Maybe there's some that you do like. You're like, Omni, I really like it when the smoothie happens. I would hate for that to not happen anymore. Maybe there are parts of the stream that you do like. But I'm going to more so focus on the bad reviews. You know, the 1-star reviews. Like, if you had to give Morning Medley a 1-star review, what would be what would be the reasoning for that, so that I can look at that and maybe think about changing some things. Maybe the thing that you want is silly to me, and I'm like, nah, screw you. I don't want to play like accordion on the stream. Like that's mad noisy, and I have neighbors. This is at least like playing the piano is pleasant and it's quieter. It's a little, even if you're really good at playing drums or accordion, it can be a lot more grating on somebody's nerves than piano. And so there's reasons why I don't do certain things in the morning medley. It is morning after all. But I think some of your guys' 1-star reviews could be very helpful to me because, I mean, if I had to say, I don't even know why you guys come in here at all. I don't know what you guys like about this. I feel like I'm not doing anything good. But if I can get the 1 stars, maybe that'll help me for season 3. So you guys don't have to sit through another 100 episodes of disappointment. Maybe you can get what you want out of season 3. Umbe wants bass guitar. Umbe wants bass guitar. I don't know. I don't even have a bass guitar here. My bass guitar is in Arizona, so I can't play what physically isn't here. There's only one thing that I can think of. You could get what it is. Think of, and I think you could guess what it is. Oh. I can't, but I'll have to remember that when we have this conversation later. Honey Boy Season 3 with gloves coming out and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. I miss my dog when I leave town, says Liana. Aww. 1-star review. I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream. I told my roommate that I was gonna do a 24-hour stream of Joe Biden won the presidency. I was completely joking. But it was just like, it was a thing that came out of my mouth, and the second it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh my god, that would be a nightmare. Something happens to me when I get really sleepy in the stream, and I say stuff that I'm not proud of. And I think if I did a 24-hour stream, I would have to, like, at the 12-hour mark, like, mute the mic or something and just play music, because I don't want to say anything. Do you have a keytar? I have a keytar underneath my bed, Erwin. I do. What a cool question. Season 3 Paprika says Cyber. Ooh. I don't know what that means, but I'm into it. 24 hours. I've been a part of a 24-hour stream before. I was a part of a 24-hour stream once. Oh, this bums me out. You know why this bums me out? Because I don't play it anymore. Oh, look at the dust on it. Lindsay says it would be a lifestyle stream. Oh. The 24-hour stream would be a lifestyle. A lifestyle stream would be so cool if I wasn't in quarantine, right? If I could, like, actually go places. I saw, oh my god, it smells so good. I saw a band. Oh, I've got to clean you up. Tour was rough on you. I saw a band named Freeze Pop a long time ago. I've talked about Freeze Pop like 4 streams in a row now at this point. I saw a band named Freeze Pop, and when I saw them live, they had guitars. They performed live. It smells so good. I wish you guys could smell my guitar. I saw them live, and they played guitars, and I was like, where did you get that? And they were like, oh, they're pretty rare and pretty hard to find, particularly the AX7, which is what I just showed you, the Roland AX7. And when I saw them, I was like, I really want one. And I remember Sean, one of the keyboard players from the band, he was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what you're using. He's like, as long as you really like music and you're willing to put in the time, you will get where you need to go. He was like, don't worry about getting the guitar. He was like, worry about the guitar coming to you. Don't hunt the gear. And I was like, wow, because I was like a super fan, right? So I was just like, wow, so smart. Oh my god, that's genius. Yeah, it's gonna come to me. And I didn't get a guitar. I just kind of focused on learning synthesis. And then one day I was just like trolling on Craigslist, and yeah, there was a guitar there for pretty cheap, considering what it is. Anyways, then I bought it. It was fine. When I pick up an instrument, it's dusty. When I pick up an instrument, it's dusty. I get sad. Okay, Lindsay wants to know what it smells like. So, something I used to do. Well, I still technically do it, but I don't tour, right? So it doesn't happen too often. Hold on, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this room before I say. Do you just do that to not even play a note? Umbe, Keytar's Roland AX7 actually does not have a sound module in it. It works via MIDI. So, I couldn't play anything on it anyway. Also, Keytars take batteries. They're not, they're old pieces of gear. They don't like recharge. They don't have power adapters because a power adapter would like defeat the purpose of it being a keytar, like if you were like plugged into a wall or something. So they take batteries. Since I haven't played this thing for years, there's no like fresh batteries in that thing. I took the batteries out. You shouldn't leave. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't play a note because that thing that I was just holding in my arms would not play a note. Okay. When I said trolling on Craigslist, that was short for patrolling. I realized the word trolling is a thing. I realize the word trolling is a thing. When I say like, when I was like trolling the mall or trolling on Craigslist, it's just kind of like surfing the web, trolling the web, like patrolling, just like running around, searching through things, being nosy. I don't know. Yeah. I thought you said trawling. Whoa. Um. Yeah, like fishing. Like, like pulling things. Okay. Anyways, Lindsay wants to know what it smells like. So, when I first started getting keyboards, I have a lot of keyboards, right? I have my Roland SH201. I have my Roland AX7, the guitar I just showed you. I have my Yamaha DX. Well, I'm not going to count this one. I have my Yamaha MX61. I have my Microcorg S. I have my Yamaha Reface CP. I have my Roland Gaia SH01. I have a lot of keyboards, Alesis Micron. And they all have their own cases. And I remember I would always build the case myself. Like, I mean, build it being a light term. You buy the case and then you put in the foam. So I would cut the foam myself and make special shapes, so that the keyboard would sit snug and it wouldn't like, jostle around in there. For those of you guys that have done this, you know that foam, when you buy it, smells really weird. It doesn't smell great. And the glue, the adhesive that you have to use to stick it into the case also smells horrible. It smells bad. And so, what I would usually do is cut the foam, put the foam in there, and then I would let it air out. Like I would put it out like on the driveway or on the backyard patio, and I would just kind of like let it sit out overnight so that all those fumes would hopefully get out of there. And then I would take either like an essential oil, like a lavender essential oil, or like a Glade. Like, I mean, if it was a particularly trying time, I would just get like a aerosol can of Glade, and I would just like bomb the entire thing. Like I would spray like a fourth of the can of Glade in the case, and then I would close the case and leave it out for like a day, and then I would go, open it up and I would put my keyboard in, and then just over years of like putting my keyboard in that case, the case that's not really open most of the time, the foam, like that scent would sink into the foam and essentially also sink into the keyboard. So when I would take out like my MX61, or when I would take out my Microcorg, or take out my Yamaha Reface CP, or take out my keytar, they all had distinct smells that were specifically for that keyboard. And that keyboard smells like roses. And it's like it smells like rose water, if you guys are familiar with like Lebanese rose water. And so I would do that with all of my instruments. I think the really funny thing is when I went on tour with the Crush, that tour that I talk about every now and then, where I took the AX7, I also took my Roland Juno, which has, you guys have seen that if you've seen my really old like remix videos. I took my Roland Juno out there too. and my Roland Juno was lavender scented. And so a lot of times when I spell lavender, no, not lavender, not lavender, not lavender. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, I can't remember. I can smell it, but I can't think of what it is. It's not lilac. It's floral. Anyways, another floral scent. Uh, Whenever I smell it, like in shops or in Bed Bath and Beyond, I always think of like Broken Side and Blood on the Dance Floor and like 303 and Breathe Carolina and Jeffree Star and all of these like kind of whack people, just because when I was out on that tour and I was seeing those people, that's like a very distinctive smell I remember. Anyways, someone tried to snatch your guitar and you smell it and he starts walking out. I think the smells also, like, I don't know, it did a lot of really weird things. I'm not telling you guys to spray your instruments with perfumes, but if you do have a lot and you do give them particular scents, it does do something to your relationship with that instrument and your relationship with the songs you make with it. Um, Sometimes it can be cool. I'm all about sensory overload. Rem says you get one of those police dogs to search the scent. Thief. Yeah, I guess it would be really hard for somebody to steal one of my instruments, even if they're identical. I would just be able to smell the difference, right? It's like that girl on Yu-Gi-Oh that was like spraying perfume on her cards so she would know which card it was. Dang, Yu-Gi-Oh references? Ah, that sucks. But yeah. Dang, Erwin! This song's called Shower. Erwin alley-ooped my reference. I like that. Can you play it in 247? Yeah, sure. Can you hear it in 247? You really have to hammer him in. This being called jazz band feels wrong. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, hold on. No, don't do it on me. You've wasted enough time. I'm pretty sure that happens in the intro to Baywatch. I'm like, I'm so convinced that is in Baywatch. Is it not? Nobody in this stream knows what I'm talking about. Nobody remembers the intro song to Baywatch. I'll be waiting, I'll be waiting, waiting, baby, I'll be waiting, Does anybody, like, has anybody even seen an episode? Somebody please look up the Baywatch theme song after this. That theme song was so good. That's not my nostalgia, sorry. You managed to watch a show I didn't watch growing up. Well, here's the thing. Did I watch it? Can I name anything that really happened in that show? No. But it was on UPN. I think UPN bought it at a certain point, and they played like old reruns of it. And it would come on. I feel like it would come on either right before The Simpsons or right after. It was either right before something I liked to watch or right after something I liked to watch. And I remember the TV was just kind of on. And I was just like, "You'll be well, you'll be well." This is just a good song. Somebody look up the please. Just look it up. You don't even have to listen to the whole thing. Just get to the part that I was just singing. I'll be well. I don't know what they're saying, but I'm sure it's English. Baywatch always felt like I was up at the wrong time. Ain't that the truth? We all know why you watched it, but I ain't saying anymore. Oh, says Cyber. Yeah, I mean, I was a kid. There was people in bathing suits. We don't need to. We don't need to shy away from that. More skin, more skin, please. Yeah, it was. I mean, that was pretty risky at the time. All those One Pieces. Oh my God, all those bright red One Pieces, and then like David Hasselhoff. I remember trying to figure out how to get that. I wanted to figure out how to get like. We gotta end this stream. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get like those. Yeah, how to get them like, you know, when like somebody's like when their man boobs do the thing where it's like it's like the skin is like struggling to hold the boob. It's like stretched all weird. And then they get this like weird like spider thing from like their lower ear to their shoulder. They get this like little triangle muscle. And I don't know what that is. I don't even know how you like. Can you look over your shoulder when you have those things? Anyways, I was trying to figure out how to get that. I was like, what the heck are they doing? I've done like 4 push-ups and I don't feel it yet. I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I finished Hush Hour. Thank you guys for being respectful to me and polite to. You mean trapezius muscles? Big traps scare me. There's a joke in there somewhere about being trapped somewhere. Need to work on your traps, says Liana. Thank you, Liana. I will do my best. I would like to thank everybody for being here for a stream that has gone on too long. This seems to be, I don't know if you guys are just having a good week. I don't know if you guys are particularly awake lately, but it's usually, there have been times where I've like looked at the time and it's been like 10:45 and I'm like, how do I squeeze out another 15 minutes of this? And the past year we have been going over, so thank you guys for being so active. I do appreciate that. I'm gonna go get something to eat now, but I want to thank you guys for being respectful to me and polite to each other. And I hope that you guys have a good Tuesday. And I look forward to seeing you guys here, hopefully tomorrow, for Morning Medley number 248. 248! Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the stream tomorrow at 9 a.m. for 248, where we will discuss the Baywatch theme song. I'm going to try to break it down and play it or something. I'll be ready, I'll be ready, whenever you need me, I'll be. Wait, is that for real? Is what for real? Jesse. I'll be ready. Oh my God, it won't go under again. I have to like climb under my bed to make it fit. Ooh. See, that's the problem. I used to walk to my car and drive to the parking ramp, walk to from work, but now I have no reason to even leave the front door. Says Ava. All right, abo everybody. Abo everybody. Look up the Baywatch theme song. Look up the Baywatch theme song if you guys have a second. I'll be